Hi there. Wow, we haven't done that in a while. I forgot to do it on our first recording back with the
Yes,
guys
and
in
our second
Vegas.
one.
Oh my God, and our second one.
I think. No, did you?
No, I didn't. No, because we kind of just started the conversation.
We did. Yes, that was a very unorthodox way.
Well, I'm not
Yeah.
Orthodox anymore, so
No? What do you say to everybody?
I'm not the Jew you knew. I
Yes.
could use that word.
And
'cause
all
I'm
on
Jewish.
his merit. I had nothing to do with it. I supported whatever he wanted to do.
I love you.
I love you. And now he eats everything.
I eat it all.
Yeah.
Taxes, the loans, take it all. The pork, the ham, the bacon. I eat it all.
Yeah. If you don't know what that means, it's because Daveed grew up.
Jewish Orthodox,
Yes.
and I kept kosher growing
Right.
up, kept the Sabbath, but now this is the way I live. It's just like, I met the most beautiful girl in my life.
You.
I love you.
Beautiful man in my life. Yeah, so we're together. I don't know if you all knew that by now. So
We're celebrating 3
yes.
years next month.
Yes, April 14th,
April
the day of the Titanic sinking.
That's it.
Beautiful.
And her mom and stepdad are 9/11, and we're the day
Yep.
of the Titanic. So
Great. Yes.
it's all tragic. But you know
That's
what?
theater. It's the comedy and the drama.
Exactly. But you know what? Speaking of tragedies, well, because the war, but we try to levitate the Pentagon.
Right. 2 wars.
Right, that's two.
Yeah. That's great.
Speaking of
That's why
levitating,
we need this show even more, okay? Because Jersey Boys keeps us in check. And
exactly.
honestly, okay, so here's the thing. We kind of want to, well, we do want to give you an update on just our lives and why we stopped and now that we're back and everything. So, as you know, we started the show in May 2020, and we pretty much went all the way through
2022.
June 2022-ish. Yeah.
Amazing guests.
The best.
Seriously.
The best. That was the best. And, but at that point, we knew we wanted to take a little break, just so mostly so we could regroup and find different ways of giving, Jersey Boys information to you all. But then the break lasted a lot longer than we expected. It was about a year and a half. Not good. And work was just insane for both of us. I was really struggling, just too much work, and things were just going nuts. And then Daveed ended up working 4 jobs last summer into fall, and he never complained one bit. And thankfully now things leveled out, knock on wood. Also, we're on a big wellness journey. So you know how when you get together, like in How I Met Your Mother, like you get relationship weight because you're so comfortable and you're happy and you're eating everything. Yeah, so we both gained a lot of weight and now we're losing, which is great.
Yeah, seriously, because
Yeah.
we got her sister's wedding heading
Yes.
in January, so we
Mm.
wanted to lose a little weight, and you could probably.
Hopefully tell.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, it wasn't bad, but like,
No, it is.
but we're trying to just have more
Everyone,
control
right?
of our lives.
Everyone
and everything.
fluctuates.
Yeah.
It's all good.
Right. But it was hard for me because like I hadn't had that experience before. Like I will say I was like 25 pounds heavier than I thought I was. And I was like, oh, we just knew we wanted to make a few changes. So that was a big transition for us too. What else has been happening? So we live together. So
It'll be 2 years in August.
yes, which is great. Yeah. So he so how did that work then when we were recording? I'm forgetting everything.
We were recording
everything.
on Zoom, like really from 3 different locations. Well, a lot of the times we would be together because I would come here, or you would come to my apartment.
Right.
But
Yeah.
sometimes we were really recording in 3 different places, like you in one place, I in one place, and our guests in another place. Especially when I first moved here.
Right.
We would record a lot of episodes. I would be in my apartment, you'd be here. I just said that, but also
yeah. First moved to New York.
Yeah. Oh yeah, when I first moved back to New York at the end of 2020.
Yeah. So there's been a lot of transition. So now we're in our room in Astoria, and it's all good. But we actually let's walk you to our living room for a second. Want to walk them over?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, off we go.
Okay.
Off we go.
Have
We go.
She'll digest apartment tour.
Hey, welcome to my apartment. I'm sorry, our apartment. No, because there's like
It's
Architectural
it
Digest
is,
book
yes.
with usually
Hi.
one person. Yeah.
Is anyone else obsessed with those celebrity house videos? I am.
So
Okay,
here
so
we have the neon sign.
come in.
Oh, there it is. Dun dun.
Yes, and then, so this is our
Silhouettes
silhouette
table.
section of the house, the apartment. So we
We
have
have
books, we have
some
some,
candles, some DVDs,
yes, and the
coffee table
traditional coffee
book.
table book. Thank you, Patty Packus, for this. We have to return it to you. We have another copy
And then
too.
we have this amazing box set, Frankie Valli and the Four Seasons. Thank you, Charles Alexander, for buying it. It's literally the
Huge.
ultimate box set.
Yes.
We
One second.
oh,
I know
sorry.
it's a little. Yeah, and we have more candles if you're interested. Let us know.
Some more merch
Yeah,
and
we have, my mom made us
yes,
this
thank you, Elena.
and so many things. Should we? No, okay. Some things are secrets. But we'll show you eventually.
But check
And
that out, ladies and
yeah, and
germs.
now our podcast mic. Notice how we're not using a mic right now. Not professional.
No.
And this is from the Jersey Boys reopening night after COVID. Well, during COVID, but yeah. By the way,
Towels.
okay, we're recording this on St. Patrick's Day, Green. 4 years after COVID started. Do you miss it? Do you miss that time?
You missed
Do you feel like it
lockdown.
never ended? I'm always gonna think I'm in 2020. My brain, I'm either in 2014 or 2020. That's like it. Yes. Want to see the rest of our apartment while we're here? Or just
Oh,
the couch. Just the couch. Just
okay,
the couch.
okay.
We worked really hard.
Worked very hard on the couch.
Yes, this is our living room. And if
Little
you
Christmas.
if you watch Drake and Josh, the room in which we live. Yes.
Good one, my
Yes,
love.
and Daveed's TV.
Our TV,
Our TV. We fucking love this TV.
huge.
And then
The
Daveed
keyboard.
does his magic
Here,
here
hold it.
at his keyboard. Yay! Okay, now we'll take it back. We'll get back to business. Okay, 1 second. Yes, so for this episode, this morning we were trying to figure out what should we call it, because that would help drive the conversation. And Daveed really wanted it to be
Dawn centric.
yeah.
Because
So
like honestly, dawn is the moment that will always be seared in my brain.
okay.
Always.
Yeah,
And
course.
so
Top 5 moments.
exactly.
Yeah.
So I was thinking, could like dawn go away, like fuck out of here. But so dawn came back.
Right.
Exactly. So then dawn come back, like
Comeback.
our comeback
Yes.
to
You. Our viewers.
our amazing community.
Yes. And we love you all so much.
Yes.
Yeah, so
Here's
it's pretty funny. So it's our done
our dawn comeback. So so we just wanted to talk about dawn with you guys and just this
Yeah.
moment,
Let's just converse.
so why don't you all close your eyes, set the scene, right? Really, like close your eyes, because we can't show you a bootleg, so you'll never hear the word bootleg come out of my mouth.
Nope.
Okay, it's footage. Okay, so so just close your eyes, set the scene, right? They just finished singing My Eyes Adored You. They're standing
And
under
the purple
yeah,
shirts.
the purple shirts and the
Yep.
blue jackets with the nice little collar
the tie.
on the tie.
And Tommy is a little bit off,
Yeah,
right?
Tommy's
And that
standing a little bit off from
amazing
the group. Yeah,
formation. He's a
a
little
little bit
off.
off
To
because
quote Joey Russo in the movie.
what's that exactly?
The bowling pin. Yeah.
Exactly. That's such a great detail. No, but you're right. That's such a great detail
Thank you.
because
So yes.
because like exactly because
Yeah.
we don't know this yet because we're not in Act 2, but Tommy's already kind of separated. He's kind of already separated from the group. So imagine that they're finishing the last notes of My Eyes Adored You under the street lamp. Then you hear the bass. Doo, and then they start singing. Pretty as a midsummer's morn, they call her Dawn. And now Bob is doing his thing. So they're talking about
Bob does his stretch.
And they're talking about the British Revolution or
Invasion.
the British invasion. So all the British bands are coming to New York, and actually, Rick Ellis wrote the book for another musical called My Very Own British invasion. So it's like
We love you, Rick.
it's foreshadowing.
Yes.
We love you, Rick, so much. So it was foreshadowing. Potentially, it was. When he says my own. So we start called the British invasion.
The
So
way you want to talk about fucking manifestation, okay? This show manifests everything for everyone involved. It is the
Corey
coolest.
Jacoma also. He played Paul.
We love you, Coco.
Hey, I'm
Yes.
Paul. Hi, I'm Ringo. So honestly, this is a great episode so far. I love it.
God. Okay. It's very unhinged.
This is
The opposite of everything, as you know, that we did in our first 2 seasons. Structured
There were
as
moments
hell.
like this.
Moments for sure. But we were very structured, very just wanting to be as professional as possible and be a real resource and
I mean,
an
well,
intellectual conversation.
And when we have guests, like of course,
And-
like we always want to.
Of course, yeah.
Yeah, but we would have some fun with them.
Right. This is a taste of.
Yeah, this is just us, baby.
Yes. Okay.
So
back.
cut back. Bob.
Yes.
So they start singing, and Bob's talking about how the British bands are invading the U.S. So now they're going to start their American Revolution. Like that is a very intentional word. Rick and Marshall could have used any other word, but they decided. So why do you think they decided to use revolution?
Well, I think that's the genius, part of the genius of the show is because with the monologues, that's them telling us the history, not of only of the band, but of the context of everything that's happening.
Yeah.
So, but it's so succinct. It's like the British invasion, our revolution. It's exactly that foil.
Really, really cool intentional thing that they did.
And
There.
it's so quick.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like if there's so many other ways they could have gone about it, where it could have been like based in that time period, if they wanted to, or it could have been either a whole actual season, or even the first act. It could, you know what I mean, or the second act.
Yeah.
It would have been the second act, probably. You know what I mean? So I think that's what's so great about it is you know what's happening in that time period, but they only needed to mention it once.
Exactly.
And that was more than enough to
keyword
lead to the rest of the show.
Exactly. That's the brilliance.
Yeah.
And so the battle begins on a Sunday night at 8:00, and the whole world is watching. That's the second time the whole world is mentioned.
Mhm.
And the whole world explodes.
Mhm.
The whole world is watching.
Right.
So with Sherry, the whole world explodes. But now they have the world by the balls.
Yeah.
So the whole world is watching.
But the Corleones.
Right.
Yeah.
And so now they're setting up for the Ed Sullivan show. I mean, like,
Well, here's what we also need to do, because as I'm sure you remember, with the screens, they have, it seems like real footage of the show, like of that episode when
the four
the
seasons
Christians were on at the television
But
show.
we don't know, so that's
we don't know if it's actual footage. We never looked that up.
Richard Hester. Let us know.
We can. We'll try to find it on YouTube.
Okay.
I'm sure it's there.
Now, right here on our stage, and now, ladies and gentlemen, for all the youngsters in the country, four seasons. So you have Ed Sullivan on the screen, and then on Broadway they had 3 screens, right? So now, you have the 3 screens, or 1 screen or 2 screen, depending on the production you're watching, and the seasons are playing stage left, and the camera and stuff is on stage right. And that's the brilliance of Des McAnuff, that he was able to create different perspectives. And like sometimes the cameras or the shows that they were playing were all over the stage, and Dawn is really where you see them play almost every single part of the stage, and it's amazing. So they're playing to the camera. They're singing Dawn's. They're singing the first part of Dawn, and then
it's 4 angles, 4 seasons.
Exactly.
Right, center, left, back.
Amazing.
Booyah.
Booyah, motherfucker. So
that makes me question where Tommy is, because Tommy should be also like doing something a little different,
maybe he is. That's a good question. We never noticed that. We've never like tried to pay attention to just that.
Yeah. Because the lights are so blinding.
Especially at the end. But we'll get there. So they're singing, and then don't go away. They're suddenly center stage, and they're playing a concert. And then you see the screens change for it to say the 4 seasons. So now they're not playing the show. They're not playing the Ed Sullivan show there anymore. They're playing a concert. Time is moving. Time is rushing. And so I just want to say, they just sang My Eyes Adored You, right? It was so slow. And Frankie just broke up with Mary, and the group is just like, is it falling apart? You learn later that a lot of shit is happening. So of course this is just genius. You don't even know what's happening until Act 2. So, but they're singing slow, and now suddenly they're being propelled forward again. Dawn is fast. The guitar is playing fast. The drums are playing fast. So everything is fast, and everything is just faster and moving and moving and moving. And they're moving
This is
to
the
the Ed
sexiest
Sullivan
thing
show.
I've heard in my life.
Oh.
Yeah.
Ed Sullivan, center stage playing another show, and then things actually slow down again. But now they slow down for a different reason. They slow down because now we're back in that mixy plixy, spacey, wacy, timey-wimey planet Twando, which we actually don't even enter until
Later,
really later. But we're in this
Do you remember Planet Twando?
temporal zone.
Go back in our previous episodes and remember. Yeah.
Go back.
Yeah.
But we're in this temporal zone. Now Bob is speaking again. He's speaking right to the audience. And we were in a social movement like the Beatles. I guess the seasons weren't so political. I guess they were more behavioral and like about the human condition, which the Beatles were also. But I think, Big Girls Don't Cry, Walk Like a Man, more, not behavioral, that sounds bad.
Love.
But more, yeah, but more on like the human condition. And I think.
And wanting to get out of a small town. What do you do in a small town?
Exactly.
Big man in town, all those things.
And their fans,
Right.
their fans weren't trying to levitate the Pentagon.
Right.
They
That
weren't.
really is one of the most impactful lines in the
big
show,
time.
And
And so our people were the men who went off to seas.
well, overseas. Yeah.
Went
And
off to
yeah,
seas.
off to seas.
Went overseas.
Overseas.
And their sweethearts waiting for them back at home.
Right. The women with the circles under her eyes.
The truck driver.
The pretty girl with the circles under her eyes. Yeah, working at the diner. Yeah.
Exactly.
A huge reason why we started this podcast is because Jersey Boys keeps us in check. Meaning it's just cut the BS out of your life and just remember what life is really about. And this shows the power of the Four Seasons music, with
Mixed
this
with
and
power
who it
of
really,
theater.
yeah, exactly. Everything. And yeah, because it just reminds you what's really important in life. And
this was probably
and like these are the people that really do make the world function, and it shows how there's no one, because the whole show is about getting to fame and how like everyone remembers it how they need to, and this is just a quintessential part of the show where it's like this is how Bob was reacting, and he was thinking big, he was thinking into the future, and yeah, it's just awesome.
It's amazing. And while Bob is doing all this, the rest of the seasons, they're moving slowly to the back of the stage, and you don't know why. Like you first see the show, you have no clue. Like why is Bob top of the stage, and where did the rest of the seasons go? And then they're about to play. They're about to play the next concert.
Oh, okay. Now we're okay.
Yeah. So now they're going to the back of the stage, and Bob's talking at the front, and they're the ones who pushed us over the top. And then Bob runs to the back of the stage, and then you see this new point of view that you haven't seen before, and this moment will always be burned into my memory. I don't remember anything. I remember two things from the first time I saw the show.
In 2012.
In 2012, we saw it a week apart from each other. Didn't know each other. Lived an hour and a half away from each other. The gunshot in the car, so loud, and and then the dawn lights.
Yeah.
When they're playing upstage. And it's just like, wow. At New World stages, those lights were very bright. It's such a small space. It's like a stadium or a concert hall, like this huge space. You don't know where, but how impactful is that picture?
Right. That stage image.
And they have all the cameras. There's people running backstage, like, because
right.
the front of the stage, as it were, is, downstage is backstage now, because they've completely shifted the point of view,
right?
Which is just amazing.
Yeah.
And then
the only time your back can be toward the stage is if you're doing Jersey Boys. Okay.
Right, exactly.
Cheat out.
Remember that.
Yeah. Right.
And then at the end, so they finish the song, and now we're just gonna finish the rest of the show. We're just gonna finish the rest of the show. Okay, I'm thinking
the show or the act?
Yeah, I'm just gonna finish the whole show.
The whole show.
You guys just wrap in. No, just gonna finish the rest of the act.
Okay.
So Bob is thinking into the future now.
Yeah.
And a record,
world tour,
concept album, and then
a label.
a label. That's the big thing. Start our own label. And while he's dreaming up all this and he's talking to us, Norm Waxman pops in and he fucking cracks the roof off this motherfucker, and the way almost every Norm. So he comes in, hey, Frankie, fabulous show. You guys get better and better. And he asks for Tommy. Like, Tommy around.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
Right.
Who wants to know?
Yeah.
And then he just Norman Waxman. And so they just keep like, and then Norm says it's about money. Okay, Norman.
Sorry, yeah.
It's about money. And then Frankie says, listen, you want to deal, you want to talk about
before that. I'm sorry. Okay, well, this is where it's great acting choices. So we were watching a bootleg and
no bootlegs.
What?
What?
Wait. What did I just say? What did I say? What?
The fuck you just said?
That's my cousin Biddy. Okay, but wait, there are different ways Frankie's call for Tommy to come backstage again to meet with Norm. And so it's like, who wants to know? And then it's Tommy, and it's like freaking out.
Yeah.
Like it's like I know who this guy is. I know what's going on, and it's like a panic. Like Tommy, or it's fucking Pitt, and it's like Tommy, like get over here. Or it's just nonchalant and he has no idea and he's just being polite and trying to get Tommy. So I think that's I love that. I always look
Nick's
forward
like,
to
let
saying,
me, because he knows that Frankie will fucking go off on him.
Yeah. At that point, right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Really cool. I love that. See, it's such a small moment, but it could just give you so much information.
Wow. It's amazing.
Yeah.
And then he says, talk to our lawyer. And then Norm's like, no. You got a little success now. Like,
even that's different with Norm. Well, Donnie Kerr in the movie, he's just like, got a little success now. It's like, yeah, you think you're cocky? It's like, well, little do you know.
Well, because Frankie's walking away. You got business, you talk to our attorney now. If you'll excuse, he's walking away. No.
But
you listen to me.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's intimidation. Wait, no, Norman Waxman, it's in the show too.
Oh, it is. Okay, good.
Thank God. And then
but I do feel like though, because that part does move pretty quickly.
Yeah.
I feel like that part could be slowed down a little bit more too. I think. What do you think?
I don't want it to be slowed down.
No,
because
it's the train that's crashing.
You can't, you can't take a moving train off the tracks, because I think that's the whole, because like the train keeps moving until it hits the wall and Tommy has to go to Vegas.
Right.
So it's like I don't even want the train, because it's like
right. That's what makes sense.
It's been moving. Exactly.
You're right.
No, but
just to show that like, oh, this is Norm.
Right.
Because I think everyone's is like just like the lights are bright. They're not fully paying attention maybe.
Right.
So just something to draw your attention more to Norm. Like even if he comes a little more downstage.
Right.
That'll make a
big difference. Because he also clarifies who he is.
Right.
Norman Waxman. But so because also everyone, all the onstage and offstage singers are singing "Walk Like a Man." So we were discussing this before we started recording. Like, why are they all singing? I mean, I understand why "Walk Like a Man," but why isn't it just the underscoring? Why are the actors singing? It's fucking creepy. Right. It's so eerie. It was spooky. Yeah, that was the word I used specifically. It's spooky. So Ron Melrose, Des, Richard, Sergio, everyone who's watching and listening, why are they singing? Why are they all singing it? Yeah. Because is it to give that eerie feeling? Is it to give like the feeling that everyone's listening in? Maybe. Maybe
to show that just because the world is playing that song and
maybe also that it's just like they're backstage, or they're who knows, like they're backstage at
or I think it might I think it could be showing how the world it's like they're the most famous people right now and everyone's listening to their songs and it should be a happy time, but it gets really dramatic. Maybe.
Wow, that's
Then
That would
might
really
stay.
make it really spooky.
Yeah.
Really creepy.
Yeah, but say what you were thinking.
I actually don't remember.
Yeah, you do.
What was I thinking?
You were saying how it's well, because everyone's listening.
Oh yeah, like the world's eyes are on them, so they're all listening.
Oh, I thought you meant just the people backstage.
Also
were trying to
that,
listen. Yeah,
like
okay.
maybe they were trying to listen to the drama, what's going on.
Mhm.
It's
Like,
very interesting.
Yeah.
That's funny.
I don't know.
And then wow, because it's just so spooky.
Mhm.
And then the underscore once Norm and they all start talking like dum, 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 boom, 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 boom,
Fun fact,
boom, boom.
when we
Yeah.
were watching it,
Whenever
Hannah
we
knew
watch
both
the
stages,
show
like 8
live.
times. We it was just because it's fun. Okay, separate episode. Parts of the show that just make us laugh, like because there's so many little things. But so with the dun dun dun,
Ding,
we
see,
dab.
we would
dun,
always dab.
dun, 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 ding.
And then it would because it then would get fast because it starts.
I don't remember that though.
It starts
Yeah.
off dun 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 bam, dun
Right.
dun 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 bam, and then it would go each one dun 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 bam, dun 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 bam, and just and right when right before Tommy goes down the stairs, there's a snare hit. So I would just always take off my glasses. I would just always do it like really
The
hard.
big one.
And then Tommy goes down the stairs. He goes down the stairs.
Boom.
Like this.
Yeah.
And that's the end of Act 1.
And that's the end of Act 1.
That's the end of Act 1.
Intermission, folks.
Intermission, folks.
Yeah.
And so
Go enjoy a hot candy, a soothing lozenge now.
yeah.
Yeah.
Here's you can unwrap it now.
Yeah.
Richard-
Unwrapping the hot candies.
Exactly. Richard gives you permission to do it now.
Yes.
So there's just so much in those
5 minutes.
is it 5 minutes?
5 minutes.
Like 7 minutes.
Okay,
Maybe
something.
10.
We should count.
1, 2, 3. But that's what we wanted to share with you today. We wanted to share with you how we were doing.
It's really been on his mind. Yes.
And I love Dawn. We love that because really, like, it's the moment that everyone remembers.
Right. And like if we've surveyed loosely people on their favorite songs from the 4 seasons and from the show itself, and Dawn is always in the top 3. It's really interesting.
It's really
Yeah.
good. It's really, really
Right.
good.
Yeah.
So that's the show.
We hope you had fun.
We really hope you had fun.
We would love to do this more if you like it. Like maybe every 3rd episode, it could just be the 2 of us.
Maybe
or,
yeah.
We don't want to give a number on it.
Maybe we could like start from the beginning, go through the whole show section by section.
That'd be fun.
We already did Stay. We already did Stay.
Mhm.
Bye Bye Baby, like that whole section
Right,
with
with
Ron.
Ron, yeah.
We did the first 30 minutes of the show with Richard.
Mhm.
So we'll do this,
Yeah,
you know.
and we do this with guests all the time. We
Right,
pick a
certain
section
sections.
of the show.
But this is
Um,
like the third time we've really dedicated like
an episode.
no, right,
Well,
but like gone
yeah.
through like a specific amount of time
Right.
in the show.
Yeah.
We love
Do you
to-
like this?
Yeah,
Let us
you
know.
like this?
Yeah.
We'll go through the whole show.
That'd be fun.
We'll go through the whole
Go through
show.
it with us.
Bit
And maybe
by
we can
bit,
do-
putting
yeah.
it together.
Yes. And maybe we could even do it live on YouTube so that way we can all be together in the comments. That could be fun.
We go together.
Yeah.
Shout out to Jen Namo for being in that 94 revival of
Yeah.
Grease with that amazing alma mater.
Yeah. And Beauty School Dropout.
Oh my God.
The
Oh
coolest.
my God.
Yeah.
crazy.
Nuts. Just nuts. Unhinged nuts.
Crazy.
I feel like that production of Grease is like the Poor Things of Broadway.
If you haven't
Just
seen
so
it, yeah.
cool
Very
and out there. Yeah.
outlandish. That's
Yeah.
that's for sure.
Yeah. Great.
Anyway, like, comment, subscribe, follow us on YouTube, follow us on Spotify, follow us on Google Podcasts, follow us on Instagram, so it's JB Podcast _. And
Spread the word.
Spread the word. Happy
We're
St.
back.
Patrick's Day. We'll be uploading this episode very soon, today, next couple hours. And salud.
Salud. Oh.
What's house?
Just kidding.
They're
House left.
House. They're on house right. Because house right is
Yeah.
stage left,
Right.
and house left
We're
house
actors.
left is stage
I'm the
right.
worst.
Playing
Let's just
stage
put
right.
house left.
Okay.
Because they're not because they'll know.
So they're on house right,
They're facing
playing
you
house.
left.
Yeah. So
Should we get that?
okay. Cut.
That's so that's
Cut.
so bad.
Cut.
That's so bad.
Cut.
Can we have